Hello, welcome back to the Thrifty Suburbanite. Good part of my winter has to do with firewood. Cutting it, splitting it, stacking it, transporting it, burning it. Traditionally, I use the maul to split the rounds. Over the years, the joints started to hurt a little bit. Get rid of the maul. Well, I actually still have it, but don't use it that much. Got a splitter. It's an old splitter, wasn't very fast, but it gave me the idea. I need a real good splitter. So last year I bought a better splitter. That was only really half the problem. The other half, other than splitting, is getting the logs up to the splitter. Back would hurt after a whole day. I'm 62 now, you know. I needed a better way of doing it. So I looked at one of the Suburbans. I was going to put a front end loader on that, just for the sole purpose of lifting the wood up from the ground onto the level of the splitter so I could put it through the splitter. Well, I knew the Suburban thing wasn't going to work out because the only thing that's going to do is raise the log off the ground so I could split it. I'm going to have a front end loader. I'm going to want to dig stuff with it and transport, and I'm going to want a 3-point hitch eventually for the carry all on the back, and it was wasting money. By the time you buy the metal, hydraulics, the labor you got into the thing, just wasn't going to work. I started to look at subcompact tractors. Went to some of the dealers nearby. I looked at the orange tractors, the blue tractors, the red tractors. Not going to mention names, really not important. You'll get it when you start looking at tractors if you're in the market. You're going to see the one that you like, and you're going to know which one it is when you see it. Number one important thing for me was dealer. I want a dealer that's nearby in case I got something wrong with the tractor. Come get it, come fix it, servicing, whatever. So, search was on for a couple months. And let me show you what I got. This is a 2021 Kioti CS2520. Dealer's 3 miles away. He's kind enough to put stickers all over it so I didn't forget who he was. Good company. Been there forever, highly reputable, good repair work. I've brought mowers over there for the neighbor, always pleasant to you. It was a pleasure doing business. Cash sale, in and out, no problem whatsoever. Here's some of the reasons I went with the Kioti, other than the dealer. Dealer is number one. There's metal. Some of the other tractors have plastic. I know that sooner or later something's going to fall out of that bucket when you got it up there. If it hits plastic, lights out for the plastic, you got to replace it. Metal's going to get dented. Man, it's going to look pretty bad, but you can push the dents back out. Metal fenders. The only thing that's not metal is up in here, this dash panel, but all the tractors I looked at had that. You're not going to get away from that. So the material was number one as far as the tractor itself was concerned. Dealer, utmost. You got to find a good dealer. Availability. These tractors are hot right now. You're not going to find a lot of these around because of the problem importing stuff right now. I was fortunate with this. I went to the dealer. I looked at the smaller version of this, the 22 horsepower tractor. Couldn't get it till next April. This is in October. It's not going to work for me. So went on my way, went looking around, and it was the same story, just about every place I went. There's not a lot of these around. Like I said, the market is hot for them right now. A couple days later, I go by the same dealer again. I see this sitting on a parking lot. Stop in. This is a 25. Now, I wanted the 22, but it's got the same motor and it's just detuned on the 22, I understand. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. 3 horsepower one way or the other. Go in, dealer. I go into the dealer, talk to him, and find out that somebody had purchased this. Deal fell through. The tractor's available. It's on the lot. Here's the price. Cash sale, out the door. It was in my driveway a couple days later. So far, it's been really good. I got 5 hours on it. That's all I put on it. I'm so busy this time of year. Hydraulics, I love them. Very smooth. For a newbie like me, have trouble learning sometimes, and this is a little bit different. I had an old tractor that when you want to go forward and backwards, you push the lever on the side like this, where this one is here. So I find myself when I want to go forward, I'll put the bucket down. Hey, it's a learning thing, you know. I'll get it sooner or later. But the hydraulics are smooth, very precise. You can dial that thing in, no issue at all. Lifting capacity. I haven't lifted anything yet with that bucket that raised the back off the ground. I doubt I ever will. Sooner or later, I'm going to build myself a tool rack or whatever you want to call it in the back. Put some weight, carry logs, whatever. I've never had a diesel tractor before. That's a bit of a learning curve with the glow plugs. These need glow plugs when it's cold, 100%. The Coyotes, I understand, maybe a little bit more difficult to start in the cold than the rest of them. Don't know. All I know is if that light don't go out, don't turn the switch, because it's not going to start. Or it's going to start rough and it's going to smoke and cough and sputter. Tires. In the beginning, I was looking at turf tires. Just about everything I do is over the grass here. This is the lawn in the summertime. Drive back and forth on here with AG tires or whatever. I know I was going to tear it up. So I originally had wanted turf tires. At the last minute, I changed my mind. I called the guy. He says, yeah, not a problem. We'll keep the R4s on there because that's what it came with. And not going to be a delay. You'll get it tomorrow. Don't worry. Dropped it off, and I'm glad I had them. Glad that I kept the R4s on there. The traction so far in the woods has been great, but I know that if I had something less than that, I would have been spinning wheels a couple times. Glad for that. One issue, going to be running it through the woods. There's not much ground clearance in the back. Right in the back there's a hydraulic filter. It's near one of the lower points in the tractor, and as soon as I saw that, I said, I'm going to whack that with a stump or something. They make a guard for it. It's $40. Put it on, 2 bolts, not a problem whatsoever. It's got all the bells and whistles, and I really like that little horn. When you have it running, it's a lot louder than that. That reminds me of old motorcycles back in the day when the battery was almost dead. You'd push it, it would sound like that, like a dying sheep or something. But yeah, good. Power steering, that was another thing with the Sears. If you put anything in a bucket of one of those garden tractors, you're not steering it, and after doing it a couple months, your whole front end falls apart anyway. So, power steering, heavy front axle, four-wheel drive. Diff lock is a little bit difficult to engage sometimes. It's all brand new. I had to go up underneath there and lube everything. Make sure you're going around a turn when you hit it, or you're in a pile and you're spinning. You're going to lock it in that way. Four-wheel drive, excellent. Turning radius is a little bit cut back on a four-wheel drive because you got all the tires going. But not a problem. Not a problem at all. Rollover protection is down because I park it in the garage, and I just drove it out here to talk about it. I'm not working with it. It's the only way it goes in the garage. Four-way flashes. It's got all the things, the slow-moving sign, little toolkit in the back, and you're not going to put many tools in that. You might put some pins for the hitch or something in there, and that's about it. Fuel consumption's been great. It came with a half a tank of gas, and I put, I don't know, a few gallons in it. It brought it back up to a half a tank when it was empty. Good running tractor so far. Forward and reverse pedals. I don't know, I heard so much back and forth about you want the rocker, no, you want the pedals, you want this, one way or another. I never had anything with pedals on it like this, so for me, I gotta learn one way or the other. I'll get it. It's effective, very effective. I had my wife running it. I'll show a picture of her. She was better at it than I was, because unfortunately my learning's on something that's completely different than this, and I gotta relearn. So here's my wife dumping some compost into the garden. I should let you know that after that video was shot, I went and did the rest of the compost. I ran into the fence. She didn't. So yeah, good tractor so far. Love it. Glad I bought it. This is going to be my go-to. You're going to see this in a lot of the firewood videos and just about anything else I need a bucket for. Front lawn needs a lot of topsoil in it. And yeah, I know that's about gold price now too, but we'll see what we can do. I'm looking into a guard for the front. Like I said, I go through the woods a lot, and I know that sooner or later something's going to go right through here. A hood is like simple, easy. So easy to get this thing up. Easy access right underneath there. Little tiny alternator. I put a little window screen in front of your radiator so I guess bugs don't get in there when you're going down the road. I don't know, but that's not going to stop anything from going through your radiator. I wouldn't want to know how much one of those things cost. Interstate battery, the best. Good machine. Highly recommend them so far. I love it. I haven't taken the bucket off. I don't see why I would want to do that, because primary use is going to be the bucket. That's why I bought it. I'm sure someday I will. I'll be using it for something else. That's about it. It's getting dark. It's getting cold. Got to go inside. Got to put this away. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Let's take it easy.